What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vault. Today's video is going to be a spotlight on one of my favorite NFT platforms, Terra Virtua. And I think this is an interesting platform for VeVe users to look at for a couple of reasons. One of them is because they've been doing a lot of the things that VeVe is planning on doing in the future. So looking at what they've accomplished will give you an idea of what VeVe is going to be aiming for. And another reason is because Terra Virtua is a platform that you can still get in really early to. It feels like some of the NFTs, like the Godzillas and the Mecha Godzillas, and some of this artwork is the Rizzos of VeVe when people were buying them out of the store and then selling them now for 10 times, 20 times the profit. So we're going to take a deep dive into Terra Virtua today. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a while now. I've talked about Terra Virtua in the past, but I promised my buddy Jeff that I'd do another one, more in-depth video on Terra Virtua, because he's very bullish on the platform. He likes it a lot, as do I. And it's something that a lot of people haven't discovered yet. But before we get into that, a couple notes about the upcoming Superman drop. It looks like it's only going to be one NFT in this drop, and that it may actually be its own set, which will make it even more valuable. I also expect Slimer to be dropping on the same day as Superman, and if everybody's going to be going for Superman, it might be a good strategy to go for low edition Slimers. That's another iconic character, first appearance, and it's a really well made NFT. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that myself. I really want that Superman, but that's something to think about. I've been hearing a lot of people saying that they are fixing the ability to set your phone clock forward so that the buy now button will pop up early on drop day. Mr. Yu mentioned it a few times in replies on his Instagram recently, and some people are saying that all the buy now buttons will be appearing so that the advantage is no longer there, which I'm all for. Any type of change to the system that makes drops more fair so that the same people aren't getting the best stuff every time. I think it's better for the overall environment of VeVe. But I did want to mention, if they do fix that Clockgate issue, there is another little trick you can do that Granola Warfare and several of the YouTubers have mentioned that will save you a couple split seconds on drop day. And as we all know, split seconds matter a lot on drop day. So if you click into an item on drop day right when the drop begins, you'll have to scroll down a tiny bit to get to the buy now button. At least it is for Androids. But there's a way to make your text smaller if you make it as small as possible. Whenever you click into that NFT on drop day, the buy now button will be right there on the page. You won't have to scroll down, so that actually saves you a couple of split seconds. So you can click the buy now button right then and have a better chance of getting a low mint or getting an ultra rare. Alright guys, so there's a lot of NFT projects that have been popping up left and right, and the ones that I try to focus on the most are the ones that have the best IPs, the best backing, and the ones that look like they're going to be industry leaders in the future. And one of the first things that drew me to Terra Virtua was their license with Godzilla vs. Kong. My kid personally loves Godzilla, and that was one of his favorite movies, so as soon as I saw those NFTs, I had to check out the platform, and when I started to research it more, I was pretty impressed with what I saw. Just like VeVe, Terra Virtua has drops for their NFTs, and they have a drop schedule that's really easy to get to, and you can find out when everything's coming out. You can see here that they have drops every day. Sometimes it's artwork, sometimes it's new VFlex, sometimes it's new IPs that they've just released. And just like VeVe, they have a nice marketplace where users can buy and sell their NFTs. Some of the things that Terra Virtua has already developed are some of the things that VeVe are talking about developing, and that's things like the web applications. Terra Virtua has a few of them. They have the Terra Dome, which also comes with the fan cave to show off different NFTs, which I'm going to show you soon. And they have an art gallery where you can display art that you've purchased or take a look at art that you're thinking about purchase, which I'll also show you in a minute. Another niche of NFTs that Terra Virtua has entered that VeVe is beginning to get involved with is art and NFTs. And if you check out the marketplace, you will find lots of artists that you've heard of before, and lots of pieces from different price ranges, from 75 all the way up to 10,000. And they go all the way up to 50,000 actually, and everyone has a different amount made. Looks like there's 3 of these made, but there are also 3 of these made. The other 2 have already sold, and these are selling for 50,000 each, and they're by Tim Cantor. So these are pretty impressive art pieces that are being sold on Terra Virtua's marketplace. And I think this is a good example of some of the edition numbers that we may see in the future from high-named artists on VeVe. Another interesting aspect to Terra Virtua is their ability now to take your NFTs off platform. You can see here that OpenSea has its own Terra Virtua marketplace, just like Zedrun has its own marketplace for horses. So Terra Virtua has integrated with Matic, which is Polygon, and that gives them the ability to take their NFTs off the platform and sell them on places like OpenSea. And eventually down the road, we're going to see how much VeVe NFTs sell for on OpenSea whenever we're able to take them off platform. Some of the things that make me bullish about Terra Virtua's future, besides their licenses and their great web apps, is their innovativeness. They're always doing NFT first, something that you've never seen before in the NFT world. And a great example of that is recently they released the first ever NFT graphic novel. And it's by Nick Percival, who's very famous in the graphic novel world. And this is basically the first ever comic book to be an NFT. So this Nick Percival graphic novel, Bloodlines, just dropped recently on Terra Virtua, and it came with several different animated covers. I purchased volume 2 on drop day, and I was able to get serial number 1000 of 1000, which I thought was pretty cool. And you can see here that once you've purchased it, you've unlocked all of the pages that are available, and you can begin to read the comic. And as you can see, as I scroll through some of these pages, that it's a really well-made comic book, really well drawn. I've read the story, and it was very interesting, a great storyline. And this is one of my favorite NFTs that I own. And what's really nice about the graphic novel NFT that was released on Terra Virtua is that the cheapest version, the one they made 15,000 of, that we expect to be about $20 or $25 each, hasn't been released yet. There hasn't been a drop because they're waiting for the full integration of Matic before they drop it, and those are still going to be available to purchase. As you can see here on the first 3 variants, they made 1,000 each of them, and they were $100 each. The variant 2 is the one that I purchased. I do plan on getting a variant 1 still. And then they had a couple more rarer variants of 500 each, priced at $200. So I wasn't able to pick up all 5 of them like some of the big ballers like Jay Killer or Hum Skizzle, but I did pick up the one that I liked the most, and I do plan on getting 1 or 2 more. This is the wraparound cover. They only made 10 of these, and they were priced at $5,000 each. I think there's a few left in the store, but they're also very cool. Some of the most popular NFTs on Terra Virtua are their VeVe's. These all have different rarities, as you can see here, from golden to mythical, legendary, all the way down to common, and they all have different themes. I'll show you some of the ones that I've picked up before, and I'll show you some of the other ones that I haven't been able to pick up because they sold out too fast. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the web apps built by Terra Virtua. They also have mobile apps, and as you can see here, it's only for Windows PC, and the mobile apps are also only for Android. They've developed the web app and the mobile app for Apple users, Apple iOS, but it hasn't yet been approved. And that's another reason I'm bullish on the platform, to think that, you know, something like 50% of NFT collectors don't even have access to this yet. Alright guys, this Terra Virtua web app comes with the Fan Cave and the Terra Dome. The Fan Cave is where you display some of your smaller NFTs and your posters, and the Terra Dome is where you put the big stuff like Godzilla and King Kong. Alright guys, I'm in my Fan Cave. As you can see, it looks great. You're actually able to customize anything you want, from the couches to the shelves to the carpet and the walls. This wall right here is shelving that you can change the way it looks, but you put all of your VeVe's on there. I just recently reinstalled, so I don't have mine on there. Let me add them right now. Alright guys, as you can see, I currently have 5 VeVe's. I'm hoping to get more, especially this Friday when they drop some new Hashflex. That's the mix-up they did with the Hashmax that are very popular NFTs. They put those on VeVe's and created Hashflex, and there's going to be some new ones dropping on Friday, so those are very collectible. If you click on each one, they'll pop out here on the stand and show you some movements. I did pick up one of the ballerinas, although it's a little girly. It's kind of cute. All of mine are commons and uncommons right now. I haven't spent too much on VeVe's. I didn't realize they were going to be so popular, but I'm ready to invest more on them as I've seen how the secondary market goes for those. This one's the Zumabot, I think. Alright guys, so the Fan Cave also has several places where you can put posters on the wall. I've picked up a few posters in the past, so let's add a couple here. Here's a Godzilla vs. Kong poster. I think there was only 50 of these made, so I picked one of those up. Let's put it on the wall and see what that looks like. There it is. Now let's put one on the other wall as well. This poster is from Pacific Rim the Black. This is one that I won in a contest they had called Power Players, and it's a moving poster, so it's very cool. You also have an area here on the table for other collectibles, like this helmet that I got from Top Gun. Alright guys, this is the Terra Virtua Terra Dome, which I've showed you before in the past. This is where you could put some of your biggest NFTs like your Godzillas or your King Kongs. So let's go ahead and put up one of our Kongs right here. Just with the rarity, some of them have animations and some of them are static. You can see this was a cheaper one here and it is just a static figure, and this is a more expensive one and he actually pounds his chest and growls with it. Alright, let's put something up on the other side, maybe a Mecha Godzilla. And there's your Mecha Godzilla with the red eyes. That's pretty cool. The nice thing about the Terra Virtua Terra Dome is that you can walk around and place NFTs of different sizes in different areas. There's vehicles that you can buy to put there. And over here are some areas for other smaller NFTs. Here are a couple of the cave creatures that I purchased for the Power Players challenge that they had. And if you watch them long enough, they'll get up and fly around and do their thing. And last but not least is the Terra Virtua Art Gallery app. This app lets you display some of the art that you've purchased on Terra Virtua in the past, and it also lets you look at art that you're thinking about purchasing in the future. You can see here that Art Gallery uses Unreal Engine, and Unreal is the game engine created by Epic Games. You can see here the Art Gallery comes with some really nice Art Gallery music, and when you first get there, everything's blank on the wall. And so you have a few options in this Art Gallery. You can look at the images that you've already purchased like I've mentioned, or you can go to an exhibition and put everything on the wall so you can see what it looks like yourself. Now normally I'll come in here and look at the available artwork. That's artwork that's on the marketplace for you to buy, and there are a ton of artists to scroll through to see what kind of stuff they produce. One of the newer artists on the platform that I like is this Marcel Van Louis, and if you just place all his stuff on the wall, you can go ahead and look at it as if you had already purchased it to see what it would look like maybe in your fan cave or in your own art gallery. Here's one he did with Keanu Reeves. It's pretty cool. I noticed while I was looking through here, if you click on the preview, there's actually something in here now there wasn't before, and it looks like some new artwork from Nick Percival is coming out called Halloween. Let's take a look at that. I'm a big Nick Percival fan. He's done some great stuff in the past. Look at this one. Whoa, I gotta get a better look at that. Wow. Okay. See the Percival on the bottom? That's pretty awesome. Those might be expensive though. This one's cool. Alright guys, that's the art gallery for Terra Virtua. A great feature on the Terra Virtua marketplace is your ability to pick the serial numbers you want on drop day. Instead of just clicking and hoping you get something low, you can actually search for what you want. If you look up Bloodlines, you can see a good example of that with the graphic novels that came out. You search Bloodlines and they all pop up here, but if you use the filter and sort from newest to oldest, you can see that they're in order now. And then if you go to the very last page, you'll be at the earliest volume 1 variant 1 of Bloodlines, and it looks like the earliest one available is number 18. So this is a great way to get good serials on drop day, and it's something that I've definitely used in the past. If you look into some of the industry leaders that Terra Virtua has been collaborating with, you're going to see stuff like Unreal Engine and Legendary Films and Unity and Paramount Pictures, which is big. And if you go to Paramount Pictures website, you'll see that the first thing that they're promoting is the new Top Gun movie. And it says here that Top Gun Maverick is coming out on November 19th, so you can expect that Paramount's going to be pushing that hard, and with it being one of Terra Virtua's biggest IPs, it's going to bring a lot of eyes to that platform. Terra Virtua has already collaborated with Paramount on other movies like Pacific Rim and Scarface, so when you look at some of the movies that Paramount has put out and you think about what could come in the future to Terra Virtua, one of the main things that pops up, of course, is Marvel and Iron Man. And of course, I'd have to note that every time the founder does an interview, you always see Iron Man stuff in the background. So it would be really awesome to see some Marvel characters on Terra Virtua in the future. Terra Virtua has also been doing a lot of cool things with the community, like the Power Players Challenge, where you had to collect certain NFTs, and if you did, then you got rewarded NFTs at the end, and you didn't have to burn the NFTs you collected, so it was just like adding NFTs on top of it. I was one of the first people to complete this Power Player Challenge, and I received 2 NFTs, a Kong and that moving poster that I showed you earlier from Pacific Rim, and also a $500 credit. So it was a pretty awesome challenge to have completed, and I'm happy with the reward. So if you guys are interested in Terra Virtua, I would definitely recommend checking out their website and creating an account. You can join my Terra Virtua Facebook group that I created a while back. We're up to over 250 members, and I would definitely suggest checking out the Terra Virtua fan show on YouTube, which is ran by a guy named Tishron, and he has really good content, and it's very well made, and you can get a lot of information from him as well. Alright guys, that's the VeVe Vault video today. Good luck in Thursday's drop. I hope everybody gets a Superman and or a Slimer. I'm hoping to get both. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.